What's up, guys? Joel Hoffman here, coming to you straight from the underground. Underground motivation, lifting people from rock bottom. Man, it's just my opinion, my professional opinion, that this addiction is not a disease, but it's a weakness. And I don't look at it as a disease. If you want to say that, that's fine. And I like to start off by saying, whatever program that works for you, work it. I'm not knocking anything. I'm just telling you my point of view for the program that I'm building and what's helped me in my process and what I've seen helped a few other people. So the reason why that I don't look at it as a disease, as addiction as a disease, substance abuse as a disease, is because it gives us an easy way to cop out. Because as long as you say it's a disease, then it makes it feel like, well, I can't help it. I'm just struck with this disease and I can't help but to use. I can't help but to drink, right? So that's why I don't view it as that. Number two is that if somebody gave me this disease or something gave me this disease, right, then it takes away my power. It takes away my power. Whenever you call it this disease, then it's the same thing as not accepting responsibility for anything in that's happening to your life, and then you're the effect and not the cause, and it's taking the power away from you. So I know I hit a lot of buttons with that, man, and the people get really offended whenever I tell them that it's not a disease, but I guess they just don't understand my way of thinking. If you want to think of it as a disease and continue to go to groups and tell yourself that you're an addict or an alcoholic every day, that's fine. But my way of thinking is, like, I say positive affirmations every day, and they're like, I am happy, I'm strong, I do not have any cravings for alcohol, I can overcome any temptations that come my way. All these things, and they're positive things. They're things that are going to help me. They're positive affirmations. So the last thing that I want to do is put these negative, that I'm a failure, that I'm struck with some disease, that there is no way out, that I have to go to these groups, and I have to depend on other people in order to have any type of strength whenever I feel like the strength is with us. Like, I definitely say, build a tribe of supporting group around you, get as many things that can help you as you can. But it's just not my professional opinion that you should tell yourself these things over and over and over again. In my professional opinion, some of the reasons why that NA and AA work is because it gives you structure. It gives you a release. There's people there with a lot of good advice. Whenever people do go to those things, then they take up religion, and with the Christian values that we have, we're taught the 10 Commandments. So there's a lot of little things that they change in their life whenever it comes to being a Christian. So that's some of the reasons why I feel like with that organization, you have something to do. They have events. So with my sober program, it's a little bit different. Like, there is events, there's things to do. We schedule out your day. If you're out there, guys, and you're expecting yourself to stop drinking or using drugs, and you're just sitting around all day and just bored and just sitting there, and you expect yourself like to really change, then that's not going to happen, man. Like, boredom is a reason. So my way of thinking is that we always create addiction, whatever we're using. It's always our solution. It's always our solution for whatever problem that we have, or whatever we want to do, whether we want to celebrate, whatever it is, or we're bored, I need a solution. And it's just always our solution. And once I realized that and made it my enemy, I made it my fucking enemy, right? So if it's my enemy, like, I'm not going to sleep, and I'm not going to let my enemy near me. This motherfucker's trying to kill me. Like, no. So one way I could kind of explain it too is like, if you had a boyfriend or girlfriend and you were in a relationship with them, and maybe they done some things that you liked, or you did some stuff, y'all had your good times, you know what I mean? There was a lot of some things that you really liked about them, but every time you turned around, they were cheating on you and treating you like shit or beating you. Every time you turn around, not once, but twice, but every time you turn around. So what generally happens is that once we realize that this alcohol or drug abuse is a common denominator in all of our fucked up situations, then to me, it's kind of like a clicking. Okay, now I realize that this is a fucking problem, because what'll happen is we keep making all these excuses of why it's not a problem, and we keep trying to function and still use our drugs, or well, I can keep it to a minimum, or I only do it this time. It's like always a minimalization of jumping back into it. And I guess whenever you do say that it is a disease, it reminds you that, hell, man, I can never turn my back on this enemy, because this son of a bitch bitch will always get me, right? So that's why I look at it as my enemy. So if that person cheats on you all the time, and then what happened? You're not going to want to fuck with them anymore. Like, you're going to keep that person as far away from you as you possibly can. Like, they call a phone, it's like scam likely, right? Because they've already fucked you over so many times. It's just done. Like, it's stupid, right? It's stupid. Even though they can give you some things that you want, they keep fucking beating you up. They keep messing around on you, and you just keep getting hurt over and over again. So you're not going to go into that relationship. I know there's like some people that have problems that do have relationships like that, but that's another thing. Like, we all have problems. We might be anger or depression, right? And that's a weakness too. So whenever you view things as a weakness, it's okay. Like, every hero in history has always had some weakness. Like the Achilles heel, it's called the Achilles heel for a reason, because he was an amazing warrior and he had this weakness. So we all have these weaknesses. So if you could think about these weaknesses and do the self-analyzation, and then you could take that and make yourself better. Like, so whenever you go back in time and you realize all the people that you hung out with that helped, that influenced you, even though at the time you say they didn't influence you, they did, and they influenced you to drink or use drugs. All the people that are still around you, they influence you into drink or use drugs. Like, all these people are all part of the fucking situation. And you go back to see what caused you to relapse. Oh, well, I got into it with my spouse, or I got into it with my mom or dad, and then I had these bad emotions, or I got fired from my job and I had these bad emotions. And it's always like, every time something goes wrong, it's always like we have a reason to use, right? So we go back and reanalyze these things, and then take a look at how was our emotions, where was our emotional state. So once you learn to start being emotionally intelligent, that's a huge part of my program, and controlling your emotional state, then what can happen is whenever you start to get in horrible states to where you want to go use, and you're overcome by temptation, or you want to be overcame by temptation, then you could change your state and alter that state and get in another state. You redirect your mind, you redirect your focus, whether it's go run, work out, watch something funny. I mean, there's a lot of things. It's all going to be in my program. But whenever you're fucking in those rough times, man, like, it's important to remember, okay, this is what happened last time. I can't do that shit because last time, that's what happened in my mind. I'm going back and thinking about all these fucking times, because let me tell you, there has been hundreds of times that I thought I was going to quit. And I'd say, yeah, I'm going to quit. And I would write it down at the top of my fucking list, my goal list. I learned about that shit a long time ago, but it never really meant that much to me until I really learned how it really changed my subconscious mind. So you got to understand that with our programming, like, a lot of times we talk about this genetics, like it being hereditary. Our family was alcoholics. I know that my family was alcoholics. Some of my family is addicts. So we talk about it being hereditary whenever our mind is programmed in that first 7 years, so it's our role models that we're looking up to. And what other role models are we looking up to after that? And a lot of times we're not realizing people have great parents, but their role model might have been somebody that was fucking up. Their role model might have been their best friend who was their same age and that was making bad decisions, and tell them that it's okay. So take a look at what kind of role models that you had and try to redefine that. And there's a lot of small things that we can look at to realize of where this weakness stemmed from. And then once you realize of the way that you worked in the past and your own patterns, because we all break down the patterns, all of our behaviors break down into patterns, and you realize your patterns, and you can start breaking those patterns. You can start putting up these roadblocks for yourself and say, fuck no, I've been here before. I don't want to go that way again. What can I do different? Start doing different things and start doing different things. Be open-minded. Be open-minded to new things, meditation, yoga. Like, I hear people all the time like, oh, I've tried that before. Oh, I've tried that before, Joel. And they don't understand, like, it's a combination of all these things. Like, and it's putting forth the work ethic. Like, if you put forth the work ethic, like, most of the time if they buy a personal trainer and they spend like $2,000 and to go to the gym and get in shape, then they have a higher chance of getting in shape than if they only spend $20 for a gym membership, because they're not as invested. When they're invested, then they have a better chance. So what you do is you do every little thing that you can to invest yourself into your betterment, into your being sober, and into your change, into reprogramming your subconscious mind and changing your internal beliefs. Because whenever you get up on time in the morning and you say your positive affirmations, and then you eat the right thing, and then you work out, and then you push yourself when you work out, and you're constantly realizing that, man, I wasn't being emotionally intelligent right there. I might shouldn't have said that. And you're doing this self-analysis, and you're going and you're fixing yourself where you went wrong, and you're apologizing where you went wrong, and then you forgive yourself and you don't hold yourself hostage for those mistakes. And then it's like, okay, it's okay to make mistakes because I'm human. And then it gives you a chance to take chances if you're okay to fail. So that's why I feel like it's a weakness. It's a temptation. Like it's a temptation. This stuff is a temptation. It's whispering in your ear. Why wouldn't it? There's all kinds of temptation that whisper in our ear. Some people are addicted to porn. Some people are addicted to food. Some people are addicted to shopping. There's all these serotonin, dopamine levels that go off of the same thing. So that's why I say that this substance abuse isn't a disease. This addiction is a pattern, and our mind works in patterns. There's several studies out there. So like, withdrawals are really bad. I understand that. Like, there's ways to deal with withdrawals. Like, I understand that. If you're already past that point, then you're dealing with this weakness. This weakness, you can call it whatever you want to. I call it a demon, call it a negative voice, call it whatever you want. This temptation, it's probably never going to stop. It's probably never going to stop at all the way together. But the stronger that you get, the more that you can laugh at it. Like, man, I was tempted to drink today. I thought about it, man. I was having a rough time, and I was like, fuck. Man, I would just smile, go drink a fucking beer, man. I just feel better if I just let this stress go. And I was like, no, man, fuck that. Go to the gym. I can get some stress off that way. So once you open these doors and you're willing to work your ass off to try new things, like, it amazes me how people do all this, and I was the same way, man. Do all this crying and you sit in all this pain, and we sit there and we don't do anything with it. Whenever it's like, if we take action and try something different than what you've already done, then maybe you can fucking make some changes. But like, I hear people say, oh, I've tried this, I've tried that, man, nothing works. Like, what do you mean nothing works? Like, it took a motherfucker 10,000 times to make a light bulb, and you tried 5 things and you're telling me nothing works? Like, and then, you know, like, whenever I play a game or something like that, and if I win or lose, and I ask myself, if I lose, I ask myself, how hard did I really try? How hard did I really try? If I didn't try my hardest, then let's go back and get it again. If I did try my hardest, I'm like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? What could I do better? You know what I mean? Like, so think about that, guys. And don't get offended whenever I say that addiction isn't this substance abuse addiction isn't disease. And if you take on my perspective and view it the way I do as a weakness, then we can strengthen this thing. You can get better. And it's not something that has to handicap you for the rest of your life. It's not a handicap. It's your past. It's a pattern. It's something that's a temptation that you have to overcome time and time and time again. There might be some days, I swear, I tell myself no 1,000 times, but immediately within 5 seconds of that thought coming in my head, I'm laughing at it. I'm telling it, no, you're stupid. You're stupid. No, I don't. Fuck no. You know what I mean? Now, sometimes I only have to tell it no once. I'm like, get out of here. And it's gone for hours, or maybe whoever knows how long that time, but I don't really keep track. But just going to wrap it up, guys. If you need anything, shoot me a message on my Facebook Messenger. I hope you guys have a great fucking day. Keep riding this thing out, man. Keep grinding. I see some of you guys out there making fucking great results, and I fucking love it, man. Like, it brings tears to my eyes. It's my joy. Like, whenever God called me and told me to make these videos, I didn't want to, man. But to see people get the results, like, it makes me, and tell me, man, I've been watching your videos, man. I've been going to the gym, like, all this different stuff, man. I ain't drank in 30 days, dude. I appreciate your videos, whatever. Like, when people thank me, that's what I know it's really about, man. That's what I'm doing this shit for, man. And that's one of the reasons that I'm so fucking hard on myself, and that I go so fucking hard, man. And I'm constantly sharpening my sword. I'm taking classes, NLP classes. I'm studying every motherfucking thing I can to put together the baddest motherfucking sober training program in the motherfucking world. And that's exactly what the fuck I'm going to do. It gives me goosebumps right now thinking about it. So you guys have a great day. I hope you get your workout in today. I hope you smile today and make somebody else smile today. Have a good night.